What's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing to you an amazing tool called elitealgo. It is by elitesignals. Super excited to share this one with you. In my last video, I covered kind of an overview. In this one, I'm going to get super in-depth as far as the settings and everything like that, so you guys can set up everything, most optimal settings for yourself so that you can enjoy this amazing tool. So make sure you stay tuned and hit that like button on the video so that's going to get out to more people and help them out. This is an advanced software that you guys can use as a TradingView plugin on your TradingView chart. Whether you're using a free or a paid TradingView, you can go ahead and use this and get some amazing buy-sell signals. Awesome tools so that you guys can do technical analysis, all that good fun stuff that you like to do, back testing, etc. You can use this for stocks, crypto, as well as Forex, and other things as well as they add them, and as well as futures, options, etc. They have multiple plans here: lifetime, yearly, quarterly, monthly. I think the lifetime is an absolute steal. It's incredible. If you're familiar, I've covered Algo on this channel. This is a similar tool, but I think this one is really got some really cool stuff to it. And I wanted to share that with you. Algo no longer offers a lifetime. So if you guys are looking for something similar that is extremely good, make sure you take advantage of this lifetime on elitesignals while they're still offering it, because it may not be here forever, as we know. So make sure you check that out. So let's get straight into it. Now, this is what elitesignals looks like. When you're just starting out, you're going to want to, I'm going to go ahead and start it and clear my, my chart really quick. So if we want to enable this, we go to indicators, invite only scripts, and we're going to see elitealgo version 25. And then we're going to go to elite oscillator version 9, and we're going to enable those. Now, as you should see there, I had a little dashboard a second ago and it disappeared on me. So if you want to get that dashboard back, which you really do, you're going to go ahead and click on the signal there, or you can go ahead over to this little cogwheel here and click it that way as well. Enable the dashboard, and you can enable it as either simple, or you can enable as an advanced dashboard, which I'd recommend you switch it to advanced. So go ahead and do that. It gives you more data to work with. We're gonna hit OK there. And for the time being, let me move this so that you guys can see it a little bit better. You can change the location of it. So I'm gonna move mine to the bottom right. Hopefully that'll get out of your guys' way. My head won't be in the way there. Now that we've got this thing moved over, we can see here that there is an optimal sensitivity figure here, which can tell you an optimal sensitivity that you can change your chart settings to, depending on what you're looking at. And you can see that there's a current strategy here. We have normal strategy, current sensitivity. It'll show you that. It'll show you the current position, current trend of the market, as well as current volume in the market. Is it bearish, bullish, volatility? Are we ranging? Stuff like that. Momentum, are we bearish or bullish? And then you can see here, there's a bunch of different time frame trends, which is really cool for multi-time frame analysis. So you may want to make sure you toggle the advanced on so you can see all that. Now, real quick, let me get into this. We're on the 1 hour chart right now, but let's go ahead and go into the settings. And also I think my oscillator disappeared, so I'm going to try to get that sucker back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click in here, and we're going to go ahead and show you the sensitivity optimal. It's saying to set it for 1.4. So we're going to click OK on that right here. And right now, you can see that made a lot of signals pop up. Okay. Now, if this is too many signals for you, you can obviously adjust this and switch it back. But what this is doing basically is if you increase it, let's say, back to 3 or something like that, what that's going to do is give you less signals, but potentially more confirmations. And we'll get into those confirmations here in a little bit. But I just wanted to show you that you can adjust that to give you either more or less signals so that you can compare your data and confirmations, etc., and see if these signals are in fact a good signal, or if it's maybe potentially a false signal or a little premature or something like that. Now, for the bread and butter of the elitealgo is the buy and sell signals. And you'll see here you have regular signals like sell, and then you also have smart sell, or you have buy or smart buy, like so right here. Now, the smart signals are indicating that they're trading with the trend. So that's something to keep in mind versus the regular signals, which is basically indicating there could be potential reversals in the market. So that's something to know the difference between. Now, for me personally with the signals, I like to do like a 2.5. I think that's pretty okay for me. I'm going to just rock that for now. Obviously, it depends on your personal preference. Now, for agility, you can actually move this and adjust this as well. I recommend, if you're a beginner, leaving it at like 120. I think that's a good starting point. And if you want to do some back testing, if you're more advanced, you can obviously change this around if you like, but I personally leave it on 120. If it's not set to 120, go ahead and change it to 120. For closed bars, I would probably leave that at 0, but you can adjust it. It will move the signals over depending on how you like to, do your testing. And I would just leave it at 0 personally. Now the trend scalper, we're going to toggle this one on here and hit OK. And that's going to add these ribbons here. These ribbons are basically going to show you short-term trend swings in the market so that you can compare this data against the signals for additional confirmation. And basically what we want to look at here is, do we have a red ribbon with a red signal here? That's showing that this is actually a solid signal, because as we saw, the signal went off and then we had a downtrend here. And then with this, this one was a little bit kind of a gray area really, but this one right here, it will show the signal tripped and then we started seeing a downward. And then over here, this one, the signal tripped and then we did start seeing a slight upswing here. So use this data to compare and contrast with what signals you're being shown. This basically gives you the idea that there may be enough momentum to get to some take profit levels, etc. Now let's go take a look at auto sensitivity here. We're going to toggle this one on right here. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to give you an automatic sensitivity setting based on what chart you're looking at and based on the asset. And so that'll give you kind of a nice easy way to get this set up for yourself without having to do a bunch of, adjustments, things like that. So if you're more of a beginner, you might want to toggle that on from the get-go. Now there are 3 different settings here that you can use as far as presets. There is short-term, which is if you're more of a scalper style trader, you may want to use the short-term version. If there's also a mid-term that you can adjust here. And I'll show you how that changed it right there. Basically, if you're like a swing trader, this might be a good way to do it for yourself. And then the long term is if you're more of a position trader, if you decide that you're going to be more of a buy and hold for a longer period of time, such as like a few months or something like that, this would be a preset that you may want to use for that. Now, the next setting here is consolidation signals filter. So we're going to hit OK on this. And what that does is it basically took away some of the additional signals where there was a consolidation happening. It does give you less signals, but they may be a bit higher quality because of the consolidation adjustment. Now, a question some people ask is, do these signals repaint? And the answer is no. So that is a good thing. You're getting, the most up-to-date information. There's no repainting. Now the next one here is called Smart Signals Only. So we're going to click on that. And what that does is, as you can see, it removed the normal buy and sell signals and only gave us the smart buy and smart sell signals. Basically, you may want to use this setting if you're looking to strictly trade with the trend. So that will give you that data right there. So on this next one, I zoomed in a little bit. On this next setting here is called candle colors, and we're going to toggle this on. As you can see, it did change the candle colors, but I want to really set this up properly. So go ahead and hit OK, and then we're going to right click on the chart somewhere and then hit settings. You're going to go to symbol, and then you're going to uncheck the borders. Okay, and then hit OK. And now you can see this a lot more clearly. What this is doing is basically showing you the green candles only when we're in a uptrend or a buying trend. And then as far as a sell trend, when it's red. So if you're seeing a buy trend, you're only going to see the green candles, okay? You're not going to see the mix match, the mixture of red and green and all of that. It's just going to be the full green or the full red, as you can see down here. So that's very, very handy if you want to use this type of setting. Now on this next one here, it's called momentum candles. So if we hit OK on this, what this is basically doing here, as you can see, it's changed. It's basically green candles are going to essentially mean low momentum in the market, and red candles mean high momentum. So that's basically what those are doing. So if you want to be able to see that, go ahead and click back here. You can see kind of what's going on with that. So if you want to see your chart that way, you can adjust that setting as well. This next one here is high volume signals only. If you toggle this on, you've removed quite a bit. It's basically going to void out any signals in the market that does not have high volume going on. So that's what you see right there with that one. Now for risk management settings, if you want to enable trailing stop loss, you can tick that on there, and it's going to give you these red and green lines, and you can adjust the settings for those as far as how much of a stop loss you want to basically implement. You can go ahead and adjust it here. There's a percentage adjustment. You can basically adjust how loose or tight you want your stop loss to be for your particular strategy. This next one here is going to be enable swing highs and swing lows. What that's going to do is basically let you see price action a little bit better. It's going to add these little symbols, HL, LH, LL. So we're looking at, higher lows, lower highs, etc. Things like that, so that you can implement that strategy and get confirmations that way as well. With this type of setting, you guys can set up wedge patterns and stuff like that, so that you can do a little bit more analysis for yourself to see what's going to be the best trades to get you the most profits. The next one here is called enable take profit and stop loss areas. So if you wanted to go ahead and do that, what that will do is it's going to add these things to your chart here, where you can actually see, I'm going to drag it over here. You can actually have take profit entries that you'd like to use to decide, hey, are there certain areas here that you're going to want to take profit, etc. If we go in here, you can adjust the ratio of these. So if you're wanting to take a little bit more profit, you may want to adjust the ratio to like 1 to 10 or something like that. If you're wanting to take a little less profit but be a little bit more, you're more risk averse, you can just do like a 1-to-1 ratio or like 1 to 1.5 or something like that. Now this next one here is already toggled on for me, but it may not be for you. But what this is doing, I'll toggle it off so you can see what it does. It's basically going to take those little X's away. So if we want to add those back, that's what that's going to do. And basically what that's doing is it's giving you an extra layer of confirmation so that you can compare these here. And there can be a maximum of only 3 of these X's per signal. These X's basically mean that there could be a potential reversal coming, and you can compare that data to your signal. There will be about only 3 of the X's per signal. So that's something to keep in mind. So as there's, some of them back here, there was only 2, but it did show, there was a slight reversal. So that's just something that you can, kind of look into for yourself, but it just adds to that extra layer of confirmation. So in theory, the more X's there are, the more of a chance there will be for a strong reversal coming your way. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so for this next one here, it's going to be trend cloud that we're going to turn on. So this is what it looks like with it off. It's going to be just like a gray chart over here. If we turn it on, what that's going to do is it's going to give you that green little wave that we were seeing there, the green ribbon that I had on my chart. I switched to the 4-hour chart so you can kind of see this a little bit better. Basically what this is doing is it's trying to get you to do your trades where the ribbon is actually, so there's a red ribbon here and it's kind of giving you an idea, hey, and if you can compare it against this signal here, this would have been a good idea to sell. And if you go over here, you can see here that this was going upward here and it was giving you a signal, hey, this is a good smart buy right here. And as you can see, that signal did go along inside the ribbon here. So that's something that you can use as another confirmation for your trades. You can also adjust the trend signal to be short term, long term, or new. As you can see, it did adjust it there. I'm going to just leave mine on new, but I just want to show you kind of the different, what the view looks like here when you're using those. So I'm going to leave mine on new. So on this next one, I'm going to actually switch back over to a 1-hour chart really quick. And you can view all this stuff from whatever chart, you want as far as like time frame. But I'm just going to just do it on the 1 hour. If you go ahead and click in here again, I'm going to do a setting called show trend only signals. So if you click on that, as you can see, we lost, I'm going to click it one more time. You see how we have a normal sell here and we have normal sell here. Okay. Well, if we turn that on, it's going to take that away. So what that does here is it's going to give you the trend only. So you're going to see smart sell, smart buys only. And that's just giving you the ability to see these signals here so that you can trade with the trends only. So that's something that you can use as well. Now there's another thing here that you can do that's called fast trend cloud. So if you turn that on, it'll actually give you like a different type of trend cloud. I turned the other one off, but it's just a different, basically, it's a similar thing, but it's a little bit speedier as far as the data calculation that they're happening to use. So it depends on what you like versus that one versus this one. You decide what you like to use and what's better for you. So this next one here, we're going to do toggle auto trend lines. And what that's going to do here is it's going to show you it's going to auto populate you some trend lines. What's really cool about this is that, it's really using math so that you can get the most accurate trend lines instead of kind of guesstimating about it. This is basically going to allow you to see exactly the trend that you're in, and you'll see the bottom and top channels here so that you can use those as potential reversal spots. Now on the toggle auto trend lines, there's a trend line channel length here. This is basically going to let you decide how far back you want the algorithm to go to get you that data for those trend lines. So the higher the number, the more candles it's going to analyze to get you the data that you're wanting to look at. Okay, so for this next one here, I'm actually going to adjust my chart here for like the 30-minute chart, just because. Now we can click on this again, and there's something called toggle auto support and resistance. If you click that on, you're going to see there's a support and resistance line chart automatically populated for you, so you can get this data and look at it for yourself here, and it's very, very cool. The fact that the data is based on math and not just your own calculations, you can rest assured that this data is more likely to be able to be used for key levels. Now I'm going to turn this part off here, and the next one we're going to do is toggling consolidation zones. So what that does here is it's going to give you these boxes here of areas of consolidation that the algorithm is basically indicating here for you. You can also adjust the amount of data that it's showing you and the sensitivity level for the consolidation zones if you want. I'm just going to leave mine on 12 for the time being. This next one, I'm going to go back over to 4 hour just for the time being. And what this next one is going to do is it's going to be toggling on order blocks. So if we click on toggle order block, it's going to add these lines here to your chart. And basically, it's going to indicate for you supply and demand zones. So you can use these as confirmation for your trading so that you can see if this is a good time for you to get in or get out, and so on and so forth. The next one here is going to be called toggle volume profile. So if we click that on, we can hit OK, and we're going to wait for the chart here to move this around for us here. I'm going to move over here. This is going to show you this chart right here. So when you turn this on, you'll see this over here. So the bigger the line, the more likely that this area will be held as support or resistance. So as far as the actual buy and sell signals for the algo here, those are all the different settings that you can utilize. That's basically a good breakdown for that. Now I'm going to be covering the oscillator here in a moment, but just as a quick recap, if you're looking, if you're a beginner and you don't want to deal with all these different adjustments and stuff like that, leave your agility to 120. Go ahead and stick the auto sensitivity checkbox on. That is a good starting point. And then try to follow, the optimal sensitivity here. But like I said, it's going to do the sensitivity for you if you checkbox this here. And if you want to get, a little bit more experimental, turn this off here, and then you can manually adjust it as we showed you. So we're going to get into the oscillator settings really quick. So hit the cog wheel here, and we're going to go over the elite stochastic first. So what I want you to pay attention to here is make sure that your elite stochastic is at 17. That's what I recommend. So make sure you put it on that. Ours is already there, so we're going to hit OK. Basically, what this is telling you is overbought and oversold levels. So that's just something that, the oscillator is trying to give you that data and the information. If you want, more of those settings, you can reduce the number to like 14 or something. So if we do that, I'll just show you what that looks like. So if we do 14 and we hit OK, you can see it's just adjusting it. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to compare the oscillator against the signals. And that's what this is for, is to give you a comparison so that you can get more confirmation to make sure that these signals are strong enough signals for you to take action to trade. Now, if you want it to take longer to give you those types of signals, then you can obviously, make the number higher. I'm going to leave mine back on 17. So I'm going to just put that back where it was. Now it's going to give you bear and bull signals as well. These are basically divergence signals. So like I mentioned before, if you're not familiar with divergence, you might want to go ahead and check that out. But that's what these are going to ping for you here. So what does this stuff mean exactly? So as far as these green and red line here down here, I'm going to show you what this basically means. So if the red ribbon goes underneath the red line here, it's basically meaning that there's a very good chance that the price is going to start going back up again because we are in an oversold position here. Now, in comparison with the green line, okay, right here, if the ribbon, the price ribbon goes above the green line or meets the green line, okay, there's a very good chance that we're in a overbought position, and that means that the price could drop very, very soon. And as you could see, once it met there, it went and dropped and dropped. So this is really cool data, and you can use this again to compare against the signals. So I recommend that you do that. Once you start getting more comfortable, it will be more second nature to you. Now, with these yellow signals, I just want to show you these little yellow circles. What these are doing is they're indicating changes in momentum, okay? So if you see this, you're going to want to cross-reference your signal, okay? And what you can do here is just take a look and see there was a shift in momentum, and we're looking at now there's starting to be an upward trend for a smart buy. And then you can go ahead also and look and see with the divergence signals, the bear and bull signals here, look at this bear signal and then cross-reference it up here and see that there was also a sell signal here, okay? So that's indicating that, hey, this aligned with this, so this was a very strong signal, and what do you know? Sell, and then boom, it starts to drop down, okay? This is really cool stuff, guys, and it's a great way to get a lot of confirmation before you take actions in trading. So the next part here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do an adjustment on our settings for the oscillator here. So instead of using elite stochastic, I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over to trend mode, okay? And hit OK. And so now what we've got here is we've got a lot of green, bright green, dark green, bright red, dark red bars here, okay, or candles. You still have the bear and bull divergence signals here. So what these bars are indicating, guys, is that if it's bright green, it's indicating a very high momentum to the bullish upside. And as it loses its steam, the bars will change color to dark, okay? And as you can see, we're losing steam, losing steam, losing steam. Now over here, as you can see with the red bars, the bright red is indicating that there is a very high momentum going towards the downtrend. And so, you know, if you go to and see the darker bars here, the darker red, you're actually also seeing that there is a weakening in the trend with potential for reversal. So that's what these are basically indicating here. Now here with the red and blue dots here, when the red dots turn blue, okay, that's showing that there's an increased volume in the market. So that's basically, you know, what those are indicating. And as a point of reference here, you can see, you know, what's happening as far as the trends that start to change. So the next one here I'm going to show you on the strategy for the oscillator is going to be called confirmation mode. So as it states, it's going to give you confirmations, okay? And it's basically going to tell you, you know, if we're in the bearish or bullish state in the market, similar to the trend cloud, but just a little bit different. And then it gives you extra confirmation if the signal is going to be good or not. So basically how you would use this is you'd want to take a smart buy when the oscillator is in the green, and you'd want to do a smart sell where the red is indicated here in the oscillator. So as you can see here, there can be a little bit of conflicting information here, but again, using the other confirmations as we discussed in the previous part of the video, you can make a good assumption as to what the market will do. And as you can see here, you know, there are some, you know, slight inaccuracies with this one, but for the most part, I would say it's pretty accurate. I'm not a financial advisor, obviously, but as you can see here, if you look back a little bit, smart sell, this pinged off here, okay? Smart buy in the green, all right? And then over here, this one was a little bit off, and this one was a little bit off, but as we get closer here, this one is showing green, smart buy, smart buy. So just, guys, take this stuff, you know, with a grain of salt, but definitely compare all the other tools so that you can see what is going to be a solid buy or solid sell for you. Now, the next one I'm going to show you here is called Elite TVR. With this one, that's going to just give you these green lines and yellow and red lines. And basically, it's telling you when the market is ranging or trending. It's not telling you bearish or bullish. It's just telling you trending or ranging. Okay. Now, as far as the green line, it's indicating that the market is currently trending up or down and not stagnating. The yellow is indicating a weak trend. Okay. And then the red line is indicating no trend in a consolidating or ranging market. So that's what this one is about right here. Now, a quick tip here, straight from Elite Signals. They're recommending that you do not do any trades where the line is in the red. So if the line is in the red, you don't want to do any trades. You don't want to trade until you start seeing a strong trending market. Okay, so that's what they would recommend. You do what you want, but that's a strong recommendation from Elite Signals. As again, not doing trading when you're seeing a red line here. Okay, so do keep that in mind. So for the next one here, the next one is Elite Breakout Filter. And so we're going to hit OK. This one's super cool. Basically, it shows where there's a breakout in the market. Your green and your red. Green means strong bullish breakout, okay? And then red means strong bearish breakout. And if you want to compare this to the smart buys and smart sells, you can see this is a pretty strong signal. And what did we see? We had a breakout, okay? The next one here, compare red, sell, okay? Next one, red, okay? Strong, it went down very, very, very hard right there. So that's something to think about right there. And right here, it was pretty accurate here too. That right before there was a strong breakout, we got a buy signal, and then look, the market started going up, okay? So this is pretty cool stuff, man. You get to compare and contrast this data, so you don't just have to look at these signals. Look, if you want to just look at them, it's fine. But if you want to really dive deep, man, they give you all the tools here to do this, okay? So a quick tip here is if you're on the 4-hour chart, okay, and you get a green bar here and you go down to the 5-minute chart, that basically is going to give you a lot of opportunity to enter trades where there's a very trending market. So you may want to just cross-reference this on the 4-hour and then jump over to the 5-minute and see where you can take some good entries. So guys, this has been Elite Algo. I gave you a huge breakdown of all the different settings. You can fine tune these yourself. If you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, this is an insanely great tool for you. And right now, you can get this lifetime here for $14.95. I also have a coupon code in my description here to get you 25% off as of the time of this video. Make sure that you guys use that so that you guys can have some savings on here. But I'm telling you, man, while they're giving this a lifetime subscription right here, you've got to take advantage of this because like with Lux Algo, they did away with their lifetime. If you're a serious trader and you're looking to get the most out of these signals, give yourself enough time to really dive deep and get really good at these and using these, man, just go ahead and go with the lifetime. I'm telling you, it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. So I'd recommend you do that. Make sure you hit the link in the description so that you can get access to this amazing tool. I hope this has been helpful for you. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and turn on notifications so more people can see this video and so that you can see more of my next videos coming out. And I'm not a financial advisor, but I would advise you to check out my next video. Be alpha.